Welcome back to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. Something stinks at Brown University. Something stinks, and it's not just the Somalian food. Okay? They still have not found Ella Cook's killer, and nobody seems to know what the hell they're doing or what's going on, and it feels like there's really no urgency here. And I want to go to, there's a press conference that's actually, at the time you're watching this, has just happened several hours ago. And I want to go ahead and let the police chief, who can barely speak English, I want to let the police chief fill you in on the latest in this investigation.
So we have released this enhanced photo earlier today, and I want to be clear that this is a person that we would like to speak with. We truly believe, based on the video footage that we have been watching for a few days, that may have relevant information to the investigation. So we're asking the public that you can help us identify who this individual is, as well as the individual themselves sees their picture, to please contact the police department. As far as one thing that I want to mention, I want to urge you, the public, not to rely on or circulate AI-generated images that are currently being shared on social media, as they're not verified or credible. As well, the updates and information that you're getting will be provided exclusively through this department's official channels. I want to make sure that we make that happen, and please notify the public to make sure that that occurs. I would also like to clarify and show a map. Please, if you can play the map. So the map here that you see is actually a map of the area that we have been intensively walking on those streets, canvassing the area. So as you see the blue image, yesterday I mentioned that we need the public's assistance to check their camera assistance or any sort of video that you may have that could be helpful to us, that you, as you're watching it or as you're reviewing it, you feel there may be something that we can use, please notify us. And if you need any help with that, viewing those videos, please also call us. We can come over and help you. The green area, that's color, that's when we have confirmed where the subject was prior to the shooting. The red areas, we have also confirmed that that's the immediate area where he left after the shooting. And so this is the map that actually we have so far. We've walked it all. We're still actively investigating, and we're still actively having agents, Providence police officers, members of the state police. There is about 9 federal agencies that are assisting us with this investigation, adding the state police as well as the Providence Police and other municipalities. Again, I would like to reiterate, if you have any tips, please call the 272-3121 or the FBI link at fbi.gov/Brown University shooting. Thank you.
We are going to go through the 3 new surveillance images that the police released. They say that this is like someone who walked in proximity to the person of interest, and they really would like to get in touch with this person, is what they say. And so we've got some new pictures there. So here are the original pictures that they put out were these. To me, it's very strange because the first one, it does look like a man, and I would go ahead and say it like kind of looks like a man of Middle Eastern descent. But then the second one, I don't know. It maybe it's just the shadows. It looks more feminine. But they actually released a new one. If we could get the enhanced, they have an enhanced one as well. And that one is very peculiar because it looks like it's a woman wearing a hijab. Do we have that one, guys? Perfect. So we're going to put that up on your screen momentarily here. So it's just interesting. It's just really interesting because it seems like everyone, there it is right there. So this is an enhanced photo which means they did a little trickaroo. So to me, I'm like, I don't even know how well can they enhance these. I have no idea. What I do know is that the original photos tell me nothing because they're so damn blurry. So this was the one that they released. I'm just saying, it kind of fits the trend of what we're hearing. It kind of fits the trend of what we told you yesterday, which was, remember, the guy we mentioned yesterday, the guy that's being mentioned online by people who know much better than me and have access to far greater technology than I do. There was a gate analysis done. I'm aware gate analyses are not always, super effective, but it was very interesting, 97% match between whoever it was on the left that was walking away from the scene of the crime and the gentleman that we talked about yesterday, whose name is Mustafa Karbush, who is a far left activist on campus. And I'm going to read you guys this. Someone compiled some information on what is known. This is an account called Aesthetica. It's ANC_aesthetics. It says, shooter yelled Allahu Akbar. Ella Cook was the Republican on campus, the vice president of the Republican Club. She was specifically targeted and shot multiple times. She was known on the campus for being a proud Trump supporter and conservative activist. She received relentless attacks from far-left groups on campus. The shooter walked past at least one other student who is a minority in the classroom to get to Ella Cook, you would presume. Why would you? I mean, if you were just unleashing your fury randomly, why would you not just start opening fire? So walked past someone else and then shot Ella Cook. And then it makes you wonder, the other victim in this was likely just collateral damage and hit with bullets that were meant for Ella Cook. Now, what's strange is, remember, Benjamin Erickson was the first person that they hauled in. They hauled this guy in. They plastered his photo all over mainstream media. And they said, this is our guy. We got him. Well, it turns out this guy was like super skinny and didn't match the description of the person that they were looking for at all. So it makes you wonder why did they do that? And a Brown University subreddit had to be shut down because in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, far-left pro-Palestine Redditors were celebrating the murder of Ella Cook. By the way, this Karbush character, heavily involved in other far-left terror-adjacent activities on campus, according to this person. Brown University is notorious for having a huge presence of pro-Hamas, pro-far-left terrorist sympathizers. And so you piece all of these things together, and you start wondering, again, as additional information from my show yesterday, is this just a giant cover-up? Now, I want to play. I mentioned the Brown University president doesn't know what's going on. The mayor doesn't know what's going on. The police chief doesn't. Nobody seems to know anything about anything. And the Brown University president was asked yesterday if she felt that they had the right precautions in place. Because remember, they have an active shooter siren, and it didn't go off. And so she was asked about that, and here's how she answered.
You've heard some of the criticism. What is your response to parents as well who said they pay a lot of money for their kids to go to Brown? They're questioning the cameras, why the sirens didn't go off. Do you believe that Brown had the precautions and safety measures in place before the shooting that were appropriate and necessary?
I do. And in fact, I'm glad you mentioned the sirens because I think there's been some misinformation about that. We have two security systems that we can activate in time of an emergency. One is a system that sends out text messages, phone calls, emails, and it was activated within minutes of the incident. Those messages went out to 20,000 individuals, so all alerts. We also have a system of sirens. There are 3 sirens placed across campus. Those get activated when there is a broad-scale emergency and we want people to rush into buildings. In the case of an active shooter, activating that system could have caused people to rush into Barrison Holly. So that's not a system that we would ever use in the case of an active shooter.
That's not a system we would ever use in case of an active shooter. Okay, so the siren system is called Brown Siren for Brown University, and it actually says directly on their website, if we could pull that up, it actually says directly on their website, there it is. It says, once an emergency has been resolved, the Brown Siren and other communication methods will be utilized to inform people that the emergency is over. Examples of emergencies where the Brown Siren would likely be activated include, first one on the list, hostile intruder, active shooter. So it's very strange that this woman is like, well, that would never be a case in which we would use that. And then actually after that clip after that question is asked, another reporter goes on to ask her, well, but it does say on your website that it's used for active shooters. And she says, well, it just depends on the circumstances. Really, lady? You just said it never would be used. That would not be a thing that would be used. And then she's like, well, actually, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Now, I mention all of the incompetency here. And I want you to know, like, I allow blame to be shared. And it really gives me no pleasure to show you this. It's actually very embarrassing that in a Trump 2.0 administration, I have to be talking about the FBI in the way that I'm about to talk about them. But Fox News went live yesterday to where the FBI was allegedly searching for evidence. And I want to play for you. It's kind of long, but like it really is worth watching it in its entirety. The FBI and just how sophisticated their searching technology is. Take a look. Oh, it's the snowy foot method.
Methodically looking, step by step.
Yes, methodically.
Anything in the snow at all that can help point them in the right direction
So they're
of this investigation. And if you look over across the street,
they are literally just kicking snow with their feet.
see right over here.
And he's like, and look, the other team over there is also kicking snow with their feet. Look at that, guys. Who knows what you might uncover as you are shuffling snow around.
Who is gathered there as part of the investigation. And, John, at times we've seen them with actual rakes combing through some of the snow-covered ground there, some of the shrubs.
Who needs a rake when you got your shoe?
They're obviously looking in very specific areas. Again, this is live, watching the FBI combing through, obviously looking for any bit of evidence to further this investigation live out of Providence, Rhode Island.
Are they really?
Yeah, anything that the gunman might have dropped or tossed on his way out of the building.
And they're doing it with their shoes.
Because that's right in the area there where the surveillance camera got a picture of him, where our Brian Yennis has been
bending down would
from.
be too...
Okay,
too
so
physical.
we're going to continue watching this. John, obviously, as that community and those students have been shaken to their core, the school and the
look at I am literally watching a line,
we see the
a
evidence
row
teams now
of
the
FBI
officials
officials
of this building.
kicking
Now they're going to go
snow.
behind the 145 building on Waterman. This is the building that we initially saw them rush to. It's got businesses,
It's
a law
just
group,
unbelievable
a
to me.
chiropractor.
There's no
now they're
method
looking,
that they
at it
thought
now.
that might work better than just shuffling snow around with their foot. And you have these reporters and they're like, oh, they're working very hard, very diligently to make sure there's no stone unturned. And they're doing it with their feet, with their boots. Like, give me a break. You mean to tell me that our current FBI, run by Kash freaking Patel, can't think of any other way of looking for evidence other than their feet? Like, it is so embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. Go get the metal detectors. Get down on your hands. Like, use your hands. Use anything other than your feet standing up. You're not even going to see something. You're standing up, just glancing down. It is so embarrassing, guys. Look at that. They look like they're doing the Cupid shuffle. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Like, you're supposed to be looking for evidence. What is happening? This is wild, guys. So I'm like, I get it. I think the Providence mayor's gay, because I think I saw that he has a husband that's a far left Palestinian activist, because of course he does. Of course he does in Providence, Rhode Island. The police chief is a diversity hire, it looks like. I just want to be able to, I don't care where he comes from. I just want to be able to understand him when he's trying to give us information that is actually quite relevant to finding a murderer. Then you've got the Brown University woman president who doesn't know anything about anything. She doesn't know what happened. She doesn't know if there was a class or why people were gathered. She doesn't know anything about their own alert system for active shooters. She just doesn't know she doesn't know. Oh, let me give you one more that she doesn't know. Yesterday, we showed you that all of the Brown University web pages were removing this guy that we talked about from their website at all. They were scrubbing his name. Why would you do that for an innocent person? Why? Okay. They were asked about it, and she was like, I'm not aware of any websites being scrubbed. I have no idea. Hello, where am I? What day is this? Who are you? Hi, my name is Brown University president. What's your name? She doesn't know anything about anything, including the fact that they have scrubbed this man's name from their website seemingly within hours. Here's that.
Believe some web pages for students or faculty have been taken down. Is that a response to any external threats to anyone in the community?
We have been working very closely with law enforcement to provide them with all of the internal to Brown information that they need to do this investigation. It's their investigation. They're the professionals. So we're providing information. We're not in the job of reviewing it for them. I know nothing about web pages being taken down as part of this. It's the first I've heard of it.
It's the first she's heard of it. She doesn't know anything about anything. Okay? I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know how I got here. I just know I collect a paycheck to be a woman with short hair and stand here and do these press conferences whenever necessary, just to show parents where their money's really going. It's for nothing. It's for nothing. And by the way, when your children actually come here and you do waste all of that money to send them to this prestigious school, they're not going to learn anything except how to be a good little commie. So congratulations, parents. I want to play one more because I think it's relevant here from the 0 Hour 1X account that has been, instrumental in... Let me just put it this way. He's not shoveling snow with his foot. He's not doing that, okay? And he posted this backyard footage that, it shows the original person of interest, but it also shows, you'll see, go ahead and start playing it, guys. You'll see there's the first person. There's a person who starts walking toward him, and then he turns and he bolts and he starts running. But then, curiously, there is also another person who shows up just very shortly afterwards. You'll see him cut. There he is. No, that's the car. Sorry. There he is. And you'll notice that once he gets to that same side, he starts running as well. So you'll see him come through in just a second. There he goes. So how many people were involved in this? And I'm just saying, if you can trust internet sleuths to work on this more diligently than the snow shufflers, I just want justice for this poor woman, for this young woman and her family and the other victim as well. I just want justice for them. And I fear that DEI has completely ruined our system, and we are not going to get that. All right, make sure that you subscribe to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. Hit the bell. smash the like button and comment. It'll help us in the algorithm, which we all know is stacked against us. I want to thank our sponsor, Patriot Mobile. So I love Patriot Mobile. Glenn and Jenny Story, who are the owners, are two of my very favorite people in the entire world. They are great patriots, so they named the company accordingly. But the greatest thing about them is that if you're with Big Mobile, they're like, every company is taking your money and they are using a portion of it for something. So it can either be with Big Mobile, it can be for things that you do not agree with or believe in, or with Patriot Mobile, it can be for things that you actually do agree with. If you're watching this program and you're a patriot and you believe in freedom of speech and you believe in the Constitution and you believe in conservatism, they're actually taking a portion of your bill and donating it for causes that you are fighting for every day and that you believe in. And when you switch, you're not going to sacrifice quality. You're not going to sacrifice, your network or anything like that. Everyone uses the same cell towers. You can keep your phone number. You can keep your phone. You can bring it over. Plus, I have it on good authority by Glenn Story himself that they can help you get out of your contract. They have a contract buyout program. So even if you're in a contract, go check them out. Odds are they can save you money as well. Go to patriotmobile.com/Sarah. I'm not telling you go sign up right now. All I'm telling you is go to their website and just see how much they can help you save. patriotmobile.com/Sarah. Use promo code Sarah for a free month of service. That is patriotmobile.com/Sarah. Promo code Sarah. Joining me now to break down the latest of what's happening at Brown University, we have Matthew Marsden, Police TV contributor and actor and producer extraordinaire. By the way, I want to talk to you briefly about this, Matt, and then I want to talk about what's happening in the FBI because it appears we have a giant shakeup that's about to take place. President Trump confirmed it earlier today. So I want to get into that, but I first want to just give you a chance to comment on this Brown University shoot. It stinks. It all stinks. I don't like that I'm hearing more information from the internet than I'm hearing from Providence Police. I don't like that nobody seems to know what's going on. I don't like that they're so behind. It feels like a cover-up.
It totally feels like a cover-up. I was just watching your section while I was in the green room, and it made me laugh when you were talking about the snow.
Am I wrong? I'm like, are you kidding me? We've got all this technology available to us, and you're just...
I know, it's crazy. It's so crazy. And I mean, look, I'm glad that they finally got a decent picture out because that was a joke.
Right.
Blurry man. It's like, come on now. Yeah, no, I mean, it feels like a cover-up, and I think we all know why.
Yeah, because here's the thing. When the man who they thought that they had was named Benjamin Erickson, and he was a average-looking white guy, they plastered him everywhere. They sent in his name. They sent in his photo. They told everyone, we got the guy. It's this white guy. And now all of a sudden, they're like, actually, it's dangerous of you to start using people's names and saying they might be the person. That's actually dangerous. I saw I don't know what official it was, some dumb official in Rhode Island who literally said that because the internet and people who actually have been right before have been going through this and doing analyses and looking at profiling, because it's like, well, how do you solve it? You kind of profile. You guys told me it's a 5'8" fat guy. I'm looking for 5'8" fat guys, right? And so it's like you go through all of this and it's like, wait a second, you guys were perfectly fine plastering white boy's name everywhere and picture everywhere. And now all of a sudden, we can't talk about it. Well, we don't want to act too quickly. Well, yeah, it's actually a dangerous game you're playing, trying to purport that it could be a man who happens to be Palestinian. Like, really?
It just makes it so much worse, doesn't it? I mean, don't they get it by now? Just tell the truth. Right. I mean, this is what I've been saying all along is we understand in certain circumstances, you cannot release certain things. We all understand that. Yes. We understand when there's an ongoing investigation. We get it, right? But come on now. Just be honest and straightforward because at the end of the day, you can't ask for the public's help. Mm-hmm. And in one head say, hey, listen, we need some help to find this guy. Blurry picture. And then we're not going to release any of the details that we know about him.
Right. Yeah. Well, right. Because then it's like, do you really want the public's help? Doesn't feel like it.
Well, you got to ask yourself, haven't you? Do you really want it?
Do you really want the public's help? I'm not getting that energy from you guys at all.
And by the way, this is a threat. I mean, there's a person of interest out there. Normally, they panic and want to like lock everything down.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't, I'm not feeling any sort of urgency from them. And they're so quick to be like, well, hold on. It's really dangerous for you to assume that this woman was targeted because she happens to be, you know, the vice president of the Young Republicans Club. It's like, well, I don't know. I just watched a guy that I knew several months ago get his head blown off, get a bullet in the neck and die. So yeah, I guess I am kind of on high alert for that. Yeah, you're right. I am. But make all of these things, make all of these moving parts that we know make sense. Make that make sense and make it not be that this woman was targeted by some far left activist who may or may not be Palestinian or whatever, but like make that make sense. Because what I was just reading was that the shooter passed another person in class to get like, let me be clear with my words. Presumably, to get to this particular girl. I can't assign motive. What I can say is that if this person is correct, which I believe I did read in the news, what other motivation would the shooter have to walk past a minority in the classroom and further to Ella Cook before he started taking shots and shot her quite a lot of times?
Look, all this does is it elevates division, doesn't it?
Yeah.
By what they're doing, because what we're seeing is they're not applying the law equally to everybody, and they're not applying just common decency. So all of a sudden, that person's life is not worth as much as right now this guy's life.
Right.
So that's what they're saying, right? Like we don't want anything bad to happen to this person, even though they've killed somebody.
Right.
And look,
we'd hate for the shooter to be offended that we thought that he was only shooting her because she was conservative, and it turns out he's just a psychopath and is evil. It's like, I don't have any sort of feelings for whether or not we offend this guy. He just killed two people.
It's maddening. It's maddening. And look, it is just par for the course of a long line of these things that we've seen where somehow, in some way, shape, or form, the perpetrator is somehow the victim.
Right.
And normal people are looking at this and they're saying...
And the victim is the perpetrator.
Yeah, exactly.
It goes both ways.
That is exactly right. That is exactly right. And we're seeing it mainly with the illegal immigrant thing, where all of a sudden we're meant to just completely dismiss and forget about all the people that have been murdered and killed by illegal immigrants. Really, we have to be compassionate for the illegal immigrants, not the families of the people who have lost their loved ones.
Excuse me, get it right, Marilyn Father.
Marilyn Father. I mean, you could go on and on and on, couldn't you?
Yeah, you really could. All right, I do want to get into this FBI shakeup because, as I mentioned, things are not going well at the FBI when they're using the snowy foot method to search for evidence. You got to wonder what the hell's going on. Let's get into the FBI shakeup after the break. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, Masa Tortilla Chips. So I freaking love these chips. I love them so much, actually, that that they're almost gone, which I hate. I love them. It's just crumbs. It's just crumbs. But I really want to eat the crumbs.
Do it.
So here's the thing. Still delicious. These are the best chips you will ever have in your life because they taste like a chip is supposed to taste, because they don't have the seed oils, all the crap that, all these grocery store chips add. This is literally 3 ingredients: organic white corn, 100% grass-fed beef tallow, and sea salt. That's it. And you taste it. You taste it in the crunch. You taste it in the density. You taste it in the chip. This is the most quality premium chip. I know you're like, why are you raving about it? How great could a tortilla chip be, Sarah? Tell you what, go buy them and you tell me if I'm wrong, and you tell me if I'm overselling it, because I'm not. Go to masachips.com or vandycrisps.com. By the way, that's their potato chip. It's just as delicious in potato form. And you can use code Gonzales for 25% off your first order, or you can click the link in the video or scan the QR code. They're trying to make it real easy for you. because you can also pick it up at your local Sprouts supermarket. So if you're over at Sprouts, buy the bags. If you're not near a Sprouts, go ahead and go check them out. MasaChips.com, promo code Gonzales. Well, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino, it looks like, is on his way out from the Trump administration. And I want to kind of go through the timeline of the evolution of this story just today, okay? Because when I woke up this morning, I saw a Daily Mail article that said, Dan Bongino set to quit the Trump administration after FBI job put strain on his marriage. And that was the only thing. It was just a rumor, right? And it was like, oh, apparently, according to sources, he has started boxing up his stuff that's in his office. Some of his employees are also doing the same. And it also said Bongino's reported intention to step down just comes 2 days before the deadline to release the Epstein files on Friday, which I found interesting. But we did know, I mean, there were some signs of this that I want to go through, and then I want to get to what President Trump said today. So first, I want to play Dan Bongino on Fox News, maybe 6 months ago, where he was like, oh, it's so sad because, I miss my wife. And it's like, very strange to me because I'm thinking to myself, you knew what this was going into this, buddy. Why the sudden turnaround? Here's some of that.
I gave up everything for this. I mean, my wife is struggling. I'm not a victim. I'm not Jim Comey. It's fine. I did this and I'm proud I did it. But if you think we're there for tea and crumpets, well, I mean, Cash is there all day. We share it. Our offices are linked. He turns on the faucet. I hear it. He's there he gets in at like 6 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't leave till 7 at night. I'm in there at 7:30 in the morning. He uses the gym. I work out in my apartment. But I stare at these four walls all day in D.C., by myself, divorced from my wife. Not divorced, but I mean separated, divorced. And it's hard. I mean, we love each other, and it's hard to be apart.
But you're doing some great work. You're straightening out the FBI. You're moving buildings. There's a lot of change.
I mean, there have been so many signs where I've been like, this is like weak ass energy. This is not the Dan Bongino that went on the #1 ranked podcast and just blasted all of these bureaucrats into next week. Like, this is very weak, weird energy. The entirety of his existence at the FBI this time around has been so strange. And by the way, it's not just him. It's Kash Patel as well. But then we saw, how many months ago was it? Not that long ago when they brought in the co-deputy director. And then it was like, okay, it feels like this is just a matter of time until there's some shakeup because you can never have a co-deputy director. That's not a shared position. That needs to be one person or else there's going to be a whole set of problems. And now fast forward to today where President Trump was asked about these rumors and in his very Trump way seemed to confirm it, I guess, whether or not Dan Bongino was ready for the information to be released. Here's what President Trump said.
Dan did a great job. I think he wants to go back to his show.
I think he wants to go back to his show. I think he wants to go back to podcasting. I am rendered speechless. One of the only moments in my life.
Well, I mean, look, I want to preface this by saying that we all love Dan Bongino.
I do. He's done so much for the country. And I by the way, I appreciate the sacrifice that he mentioned, but it's like, yeah, we know. Can you stop complaining? Do your job.
I think this is my take on it. Dan is a patriot. We all, knew when he gave up his show that he was sacrificing millions of dollars for the country. I think that, by the way, and also as you said, it's not like he's someone that came out of something completely different to go into the FBI. He knows the job. Mm-hmm. He knows the job. Mm-hmm. So he knew what the strain would be on his marriage. And I'm not saying that it's not having a strain on his marriage, but what I will say is those difficulties are worth it if you are seeing a change and if you are seeing results.
Right.
Those things are not worth it if you are not seeing results.
Right.
That's where I'm looking at. Like, what would we do right now? What would you do as Sara Gonzales to give up your show if you knew you could go into the federal government and work with RFK and change things? You'd do. But if you got there and if things weren't moving, if you were being told, no, you can't, and I'm not saying this has happened, right? But I'm just saying, no, you can't release this, or you're going up the chain of command and you're not getting done what you really want to get done, you'd be like, and he's the kind of guy that would say, I can do more back on my show.
Right.
And he would be absolutely right.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So that's where I think it is.
Well, and that's why I mentioned that this whole thing is surrounding this Epstein files deadline. And it's like, is this meant to send a signal to everyone that this wasn't his fault? He tried hard. I mean, you saw him in his social media posts where he would say things like, you guys have no idea what I've uncovered. Like, you won't believe it. I mean, he's leaving all of these nuggets to make it sound like, oh, we are uncovering all sorts of crazy things. I can't wait to share it with you. And then we never quite got the other part of that, right? We never were told really what it is. And so you have to wonder, like, okay, he must be very frustrated, but then who is that frustration with? For me, it's got to be Pam Bondi. And that's got to be why Dan Bongino and Kash Patel sat there on their Fox News interview where they looked like they were being held at gunpoint, trying to answer questions to the best of their ability so they didn't get in trouble. They didn't get like a whipping from their boss the next day. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, because it's not just the FBI that is a shit show. It's the entire DOJ.
Yeah.
Why haven't we seen anything out of all of these releases of Tulsi Gabbard showing that Obama was involved in the Russia collusion and the Russia hoax? That would be, hello, knock, knock. That would be the DOJ. I mean, there are so many balls that they have dropped. You have Pam Bondi, who's like, yes, we're definitely going to release the Jeffrey Epstein cell footage. And then it's like, oh, there's a missing minute. And she's like, I'm not sure on that. Let me get back to you. Just you name botched investigation after botched investigation after the snowy foot method that we just saw. It's like, you laugh so you don't cry, you know? And it feels like if there is someone who would have forced out Dan Bongino, who clearly was devoted to the cause, it doesn't feel like it would be a Kash Patel, who also would be someone who was devoted to the cause. It feels like it would be Fox News star Pam Bondi.
Well, look, I mean, we both know the content of the character. Well, everybody does. Everybody watching this show knows what a good man Dan Bongino is. Yeah. I mean, that is beyond reproach. So let's put that in a box for a minute. We met Kash, just before he got the job. He wanted to take it to him. We know that, and everyone saw it. It's a weird thing with that. With the AG's job, like, Republicans have just been dreadful in that role, and the Democrats have weaponized it, as far as they're concerned, absolutely brilliantly. Mm-hmm. I mean, all you've got to do is look at the Republicans that have taken that job, and they've been a nightmare. They haven't done anything.
Right. I know. They're weaponizing it against us because they want to arrest us all and throw us in federal prison, and we won't even go after the actual criminals.
It's unbelievable. It is. It's unbelievable. So, I mean, look, I think that, Kash and Dan, probably a good team. And Dan is more frustrated, and he has a life that he can go off, and he's got a family. Mm-hmm. He's got a job that he can leave. And like I said, he can do well, do good for the country with his podcast. It will bounce right the way back again. But it's incredibly disappointing. Yeah. When these people need to go to jail, and we're just not seeing it. And look, we all said it. We all said at the very beginning. We went, listen, we'll give Pam Bondi a shot, but really it should have been Ken Paxton. Let's be honest, it should have been Ken Paxton.
Never would have gone this way if it was Ken Paxton. I can tell you that with absolute certainty. My friend Ken Paxton would have had that shit solved like that. So I guess we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it. I mean, like I said, the co-deputy director right now is Andrew Bailey, who was the Attorney General of Missouri. He is very, very conservative. Like, he's good.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's really good. You assume once Dan finally formally announces, Andrew Bailey just steps into that role as the regular deputy director, which is kind of how it was supposed to be in the first place. Like, the co-thing is weird. So we'll keep an eye on it. But I don't, that doesn't feel golden agey to me. I don't like it.
I just wish that Dan could leave with a win.
I know.
You know what I mean? It just feels like he's been beaten out of it.
Just totally deflated.
That's what it feels like for me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I would want him to have a win because
I
he's
agree.
a good man.
He is. All right, so let's thank our sponsor this segment, Golden Nugget. Those of you who don't like to gamble, just close your ears. It's fine. When the weather cools down, Golden Nugget Online Casino turns up the heat this winter. Make any moment golden and play thousands of games like their new slot Wolf It Up and all of the fan favorite Huff and Puff games. New players play just $5 and get 250 spins on Huff and Puff slots. Download the app, sign up with promo code SarahG. No, that's not Sarag. You can say it's Sarag if you want, but it's Sarah G. Play with 25 spins every single day for 10 days. They've got the hottest collection of slots, all of your favorite table games, and unmatched excitement on Live Dealer. You've got everything you need to let the fun snowball all winter long at Golden Nugget in partnership with Golden Nugget Online Casino.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please play responsibly. 21 and over. Physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Non-withdrawable casino spins issued as 25 spins per day for 10 days. Valid for featured game only and expire each day after 24 hours. See terms at goldennuggetcasino.com/promos. Ends January 11th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
All right, before we jump back into it, I do want to thank our other sponsor this segment, Kindred Harvest. So Kindred Harvest tea, I don't know if you guys realize this, if you're tea drinkers, which I love tea, I know he loves tea because he's English. Well, he's an American
racist.
now, but well, it's true. Do you like tea or not?
No.
Shut up. Yes, you do. And do you know what he told me? He said cold tea is an abomination.
It is an abomination.
We will take care of that dispute at a later date, but it is not an abomination, and cold tea is delicious. But the point is, if you like any type of tea, cold, hot, however you like it, lukewarm, I don't know. If you're buying your tea from the grocery store, it's loaded with contaminated, like, microplastics, heavy metals. It's totally contaminated because it's made in China, and everything in China. Ugh, no. China, okay? You don't want it from China. You want it from Kindred Harvest. This is the American answer to the Chinese problem. Third-party lab tested, zero microplastics, zero heavy metals, and it's blended and packed right here in the United States. So I'm just saying, whatever, they've got whatever you need. Morning herbal, evening, what they have an immunity tea that we love. Cinnamon apple is great as well. Go to kindredharvest.co. Use code Sarah for 20% off. It's winter. Now's the time to drink the hot tea like Matt likes. kindredharvest.co, code Sarah for 20% off. So I do want to talk about this. I don't know if you guys saw the video floating around. I'm about to play it. This woman who worked at Target was wearing a Freedom Charlie Kirk shirt. It was a red one because at Target, like, you just have to wear a red shirt. And this crazed lunatic just started harassing her out of nowhere because of her shirt. Watch.
Why? They let you wear that shirt here? Yes. Why? Why are you taking my picture? Why are you wearing that shirt? You're working. It's not a Target shirt. It's a red shirt. I can wear any red shirt. It's not a plain shirt. It doesn't have to be. It's a Charlie Kirk shirt. Yes. Yes, I know. Are you stupid? No. Why the would you wear that? You're at work at Target. That's not a Target shirt. It's not a plain red shirt. You support a racist. It's not racist. You support a racist. He's not a racist. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stand here and argue with you. You're not. You should go get your manager. You should not be allowed to wear that at work. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. That's your opinion. No, the opinion is he's a racist and you support him. That's your opinion, ma'am. And you should not be allowed to wear that. This is going to be taken above your head. That's insane.
So imagine imagine harassing this woman and posting it on your TikTok account like you're the good guy in this situation. I mean, imagine that. Imagine that. So this woman's name is Michaela Michelia. I don't know how the hell you spell it, but it's Michelia Ponce. And I would just like to show, this is what she's teaching her children. A picture of her husband and her daughter. Her husband, this is a car with a Charlie Kirk bumper sticker and Trump 2024. And the husband is doing the pointing to the neck because, you know, it's so hilarious that Charlie got shot in the neck. And the daughter is flipping off the Trump 2024 sticker. So that's what she's about. She also works for healthcare. You're going to be shocked to hear that. Why do they always work in healthcare? Why are they always nurses? She works at Enlo nonprofit healthcare system in California. And her company released a statement that the Chicago Police Department is now investigating the post. They are deeply concerned about the tenor of this post and the response it's creating from individuals of all political persuasions. And then they said that they were going to conduct an internal investigation and that they were going to hold a press conference today. So it's actually happening as of the time of this taping. I read this is just a rumor. I read a rumor that she got fired. I don't know how they could possibly keep her on at this point, but there is good news out of this situation because there was a give, send, go that was set up for this Jeannie. This is the woman at Target who was harassed by the lady on the left. The lady on the left with her nice little Stanley cup is the bitch who harassed this elderly woman for no reason. And the give, send, go has surpassed $140,000, some of which was my money because I donated as well. I posted it on my X account if you guys would like to go and find that and donate to give Jeannie from Target a vacation. So it's a bad story, but it ends well, I think.
Yeah, never underestimate the generosity of the American public.
Right.
Seriously, I mean, what a bully.
I know.
She was. What a horrible person. And God bless you, Jeannie. You dealt with that brilliantly, and everyone saw your heart. So. And
can I just tell you, I think it's like God works in mysterious ways because Cassandra McDonald, who was kind of on top of this fundraiser, she spoke with Jeannie and she said Monday, the day the fundraiser was launched for her, was the 12th anniversary of her husband's death by suicide after a long battle with illness and oncoming dementia. And she now works to raise awareness of suicide prevention options. And by the way, she said she might not even go on vacation, use the money to go on vacation because she loves everyone she works with. The Target is standing behind her. She's like, I love my job. I might not retire because I love everyone I work with. And she just sounds like just the sweetest lady who didn't deserve that. And, you know, you see a story like that and you're like, the 12th anniversary of her husband's suicide, that's God.
Yeah.
That's God. So what this woman wanted to use for evil, God decided to use for good. And I hope that woman gets fired. Oh, by the way, I reached out for comment. You're going to be shocked to hear. I didn't hear back. She didn't have anything to say. I wonder if she'll have something to say when she doesn't have a job, bitch.